To other stories now. On Monday, the Supreme Court dismissed the suit seeking to sack President Bola Tinubu from office. The suit filed by Owuru, the presidential candidate of the Hope Democratic Party in the 2019 general election, sought Tinubu's removal based on the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency report on drug allegations. Owuru equally urged the Apex Court to disqualify Tinubu on account of earlier forfeiting the sum of $460,000 to the U.S. government in a drug-related case. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court, led by Justice Uwani Abba-Aji, held that the suit was frivolous and that Owuru be fined the sum of 5 million naira as penalty. It further warned the registry of the Supreme Court against receiving originating summons from him ever again.
I'm not too proud to call myself a lawyer today. The Supreme Court, I'm over 40 years at the bar. The Supreme Court I met will hear every case. They won't predetermine a matter by just looking at the subject. We have made a good case and they have refused to hear us for whatever reason. In other countries, in Georgia now, the president has been removed. It doesn't require Supreme Court. It's Nigerians who not think they have a Supreme Court that will give them judgment. I'm sorry it's not coming. All we got today was attack, say the date, we say this, we say no, you didn't say it well. What kind of proceeding is this?
Well, Owuru is not actually happy with this development. He joins me in the studio for his own side of the story. Great to have you on the news tonight.
My pleasure indeed.
My first question to you would be, why do you keep pursuing these cases despite repeated dismissals and substantial fines? I mean, the Court of Appeal fined you, what, 40 million? The Supreme Court fined you 5 million. That's about 45 million naira. And the case has been dismissed 3 times. So why do you keep pursuing it?
Well, that's why we're here. I think there's a wrong impression being created.
By who?
There's no dismissal anywhere. If there's any dismissal, you see, the Supreme Court has a procedural rules they operate. Once the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who has his functions, he has the function, the judicial function. He also has administrative function. If I may add, ceremonial function. There are ways. What happened on Monday was just what I call political stunt. It's not an act of judicial decision of any court, because what we have before the court is appeal. Transmitted from the Court of Appeal. The suit number is 667. You quoted them. 2023, not today. If you know how presidential elections are handled, we've had a situation where at every point in time, you now have this kind of situation where they don't want to hear it and they come up with something for the press. If the CJN has found administratively that there was no dismissal, he will set up another panel. And that was what she did. We brought before the CJN that these people keep coming up with this false affidavit at our back. If you're an appellant in this country, just because it's a presidential election, that's what they do. We call it a cabal arrangement. The judges are in it, INEC is in it, everybody is in it. INEC will give fake results, announce it. The judges will then endorse it. That's what I wrote a book called 18 Laws of Ballot Revolution. It's even more pungent than what they are talking about daily Pharisees.
Yeah, because these are serious allegations. But let me ask you, because it does seem like the claims you are making are based on the 2019 presidential election that you won. Clarify if that's not the case. On what basis did you believe you won the 2019 elections? And as we recall, your party is now defunct, as it has been.
It's not defunct.
The whole party.
It's not.
Is it still in operation?
Of course, yes. There's a perpetual injunction against INEC. INEC went backwards. Nigerians are not hearing the truth. And got what we call impostors to act as officers of that party, to file a suit against themselves. It's recently they're now appealing the perpetual injunction against them since 2014.
So is this based on the 2019 presidential election?
Now, let's go. It's not, you see, we get tired hearing every election we want to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Before, we are not harassing, our worry is that we're not the one harassing Tinubu, Oswaji Tinubu. He's the one who joined this action on his own. Before inauguration, in May 2023, he filed a motion, I have it here, filed a motion, application of Asiwaju Ahmed to be joined as an interested party to the appellate. This was in May 2023. He joined. Knowing, because he said his reason was that the interpretation we were seeking before the Court of Appeal will affect him.
And your interpretation at that time was to not swear him in?
No.
Wasn't it?
No.
What was it?
It was nothing even in the picture. It was when they were insisting on swearing him in that we brought a motion to stop the inauguration because we have a subsisting issues, and which he has also joined. That subsisting issue shows that we were adjudged as the constitutional winner of the 2019 presidential election.
Okay.
Don't forget, Nigerians have not asked questions. What is a constitutional election? INEC's duty is to appoint a date for election. And once that date is appointed, under Section 132, it becomes what they call election day. That day is not an INEC day. No pronouncement of INEC will hold.
Okay, because we're almost out
and
of time.
We won in the no contest election as a result of INEC tardiness.
That's the referendum you're referring
to?
No.
No. There's no such thing like a referendum.
Great.
That's what the opposition are feeding the public. That's why, unfortunately, maybe you don't have the time.
We don't have the time, unfortunately.
We won that election, adjudged. The court held so because the respondents conceded to our case. They abandoned their pleadings. All these SANs now talking, they all abandoned their pleadings and rested their case on our case. And the judge now found as a fact that resting of the case is an admission of our case.
Now that
we won the election.
Now that you have lost at the Supreme Court, would you be congratulating Bola Tinubu as the president?
No, we have not lost. Because whatever the judge said on Monday did not touch on the appeal before the court. It's still there.
So you're still pursuing this?
No, it's not pursuing. Appeal is still there.
Great.
Nobody's pursuing anything. The judge made what I call political statement.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the case.
All
what
right.
we have here is a motion to have a motion for summary judgment on that appeal. Because that's the misconception. Based on that misconception, she came with the wrong decision. But I know it was done deliberately.
It sounds like a developing story that we need to follow, but we have to go, unfortunately.
I think Nigerians need to know more about it.
Indeed.
You can't have a president.
We have Ambrose Owuru. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight. We'll continue this conversation some other time.
It's all right.